Good afternoon and welcome to the final Ben Shatliff on Sunday of 2024. But we will be back next week with a new Ben Shatliff on Sunday for 2025. This year has been a very dramatic year in a whole variety of many ways. Today, on Sunday, December 29th, 2024, it is also the feast of the Holy Family in the Catholic religion, the Christian religion. So I'm going to be reading a reading shortly that I read at Mass this morning. We'll look at the news stories making the day so far, and we'll also be reflecting on 2024 in a variety of different ways. And we'll have a special guest who's going to come on and talk about the charity work that they've been involved in during 2024. But before that, as I said, today is the Holy Feast Day of the Holy Family. We have Catholic feast days and Christian feast days throughout the entire year, and always in that octave of between Christmas and New Year, there are various different things within the Christmas octave which are celebrated. And it's very important to look at those and to reflect, because the feast day of the Holy Family doesn't just reflect on Jesus, Mary and Joseph, but also reflects on our own families, wherever we are, whether we're a family of one, whether we're a family of four, a family of seven, whatever. Or even if you don't have a direct family, you may have friends that are also part of that family. So I'm just going to read you that specific reading, which I read this morning in just a few moments. To get this ready, I do apologise about a short little delay here whilst getting everything ready there, but of course it does show that we are live with what we do there. Right, okay. So let me just read this to you now, which is the Holy Family of Jesus, Mary and Joseph. A reading from the book of Sirach. The Lord honoured the father above the children, and he confirmed the judgment of the mother over her sons. Whoever honours his father atones for sins, and whoever glorifies his mother is like one who lays up treasure. Whoever honours his father will be gladdened by his own children, and when he prays he will be heard. Whoever glorifies his father will have long life, and whoever obeys the Lord will refresh his mother. O son, help your father in his old age, and do not grieve him as long as he lives. Even if he is lacking in understanding, show indulgences. In all your strength, do not despise him. For kindness to a father will not be forgotten, and against your sins it will be credited to you. People have various different relationships with their father. Some can have long-standing feuds, but long-standing comical feuds, but always respect. Some can think the world of their fathers. Some people may not even be a father, but people think of them as a father. Or they may treat nephews or nieces as if they're their own. But the spirit of the Holy Family comes to each and every one of us, like I said, whether you're a family of four, family of seven, whatever the scenario, or even if you're completely on your own, but you've got long-standing friends and everyone joins together as one family. Every Saturday we stand for Ukraine. Manchester stands for Ukraine. We've been doing that now for nearly 3 years, as you all know. We're all one extended family. When you go to work, you're one extended family. In a church community, one extended family. Or whichever religion you are, whether you're Muslim, Jewish, Sikh, whatever religion at all, then you're one extended family. So the feast day of the Holy Family extends to everybody. And we all look at one another, we all look at the families, and then we extend further and think of others as well, not just ourselves. It's always important to look at. I think it's always important to look out for those ones that never ask for anything, because quite often they're the ones who are possibly more in need than what others potentially are. So wishing everybody a happy feast day of the Holy Family of Jesus, Mary and Joseph. Now it's using that in the correct term. I've heard that term used as a kind of slang when people say, oh, Jesus, Mary and Joseph. Let's not use the holy names in any kind of vein, and let's use it in a way in which it certainly should be used. Now, in a few moments, as I say, we'll have a special guest coming on just talking about charities and various different things that they've done. Just want to go through a roundup of what's happening just in the news today at the moment. We'll go to the ITV News app, and we'll also be summing up the world as well as to the various different things which have been happening in over the last 12 months. And I also want to tell you about a Christmas tradition which I did say was going to happen last week, and as I say, a special guest will be coming on in a few moments. Let's just go through very briefly what's been happening in the world in the news today on this Sunday, December 29th, 2024. 79 people have been killed. A passing plane crashed in South Korea, leaving just 2 survivors, emergency officials have confirmed. The Jeju air jet veered off the runway and burst into flames at Muan International Airport on Sunday, in one of the deadliest aviation disasters in the country's history. An Azerbaijani airliner which crashed and landed in Kazakhstan on Christmas Day was unintentionally shot down by Russia, Azerbaijan's president has said. Ifham Aliyev told state television the aircraft was hit by fire from the ground over Russia and rendered uncontrollable by electronic warfare. The passenger plane crashed near Grozny, Chechnya, killing 38 out of 67 people on board on Christmas Day. The government's move to scrap the existing VAT break on private schools fees is expected to raise £1.5 billion next year, with the Chancellor promising to funnel every penny into state schools. According to the Treasury, thousands of state schools will receive the financial boost, with the changes netting an extra £1.7 billion a year by 2029 to 2030. The changes, which come into force on Wednesday, January 1st, New Year's Day, will end the existing exemption for independent schools, which currently do not have to charge 20% VAT on fees. At least 3 people have died attempting to cross the channel in small boats, French authorities have confirmed. A large-scale rescue operation off the coast of Sangatte, near Calais, began on Sunday after reports around 50 people had struggled to board a boat. The French prefect maritime for the Channel and the North Sea confirmed 3 people had died and 45 others had been rescued before being taken to hospital with hypothermia. And there are the news stories on this Sunday, December 29th, 2024. Last week I was unable to do Ben Shatliff on Sunday because, of course, at this time of the year it is always extremely busy, and I had the great pleasure to attend a carol service at St Mary's Roman Catholic Church in the city centre of Manchester, also known as the Hidden Gem. The carols by candlelight service was absolutely beautiful. It was lovely to sing carols and also to hear readings from various different people as well. What I did say that I would do last Sunday, which of course didn't happen, was to say about a Christmas tradition. In 1984, myself and my younger brother Tim watched a great series on the BBC. I don't publicise the BBC very much because I've always been an ITV person. However, this series was full of enchantment. It was called The Box of Delights. It ran for 6 episodes and concluded on Christmas Eve 1984. I'm one of these people that most years watch that series and have them practically every year for a good, maybe, I don't know, 8, 9, 10 years, something like that. But it's always a Christmas tradition. As part of the fact it was a 40th anniversary as to when this was actually brought out onto the big screen, it's been remastered and it's been put digitally in the hands and everything onto Blu-ray. I actually watched most of it on Christmas Eve when I was sorting things out to get everything ready for Christmas, and it was an absolutely enjoyable series. Go out and get it, but it's also on iPlayer as well from on BBC4. The book itself, it was like the smell of a good book. The book, you can get that was written, I think, in the 60s or whatever. Actually, that it's complicated to read, I will admit, but stick with it if you do enjoy reading. It's a children's book that's complicated, just like the Narnia books were, which were also fantastic. So yes, a Christmas tradition that's gone for 40 years. Hopefully I can still do this in another 40 years, but I'm entering a golden jubilee year tomorrow, where there's a special birthday at the end of next year, so I hope to still be around in another 40 or 50 years. But it's something you can pass on to other generations as well, something nice and festive. We are still within the October Christmas, so it's always important to keep those decorations up and everything else. People saying about taking them down because it reached Boxing Day. You don't need to take them down until the Feast of the Epiphany. That's the 12th night. I had an argument over this a couple of years ago when I was unjustly told that I had not got a point on a quiz because I said the 12th night is January the 6th. Well, it is the Feast of the Epiphany. Someone tried to argue. Anyway, never mind. So I'm just saying, you've still got the time to still enjoy Christmas traditions. Another week to do so. Do enjoy so. The Box of Delights, absolutely fantastic. Another book which I was bought for Christmas, which will take me some time to read, but I will do. The man who was once our Prime Minister, Mr. Boris Johnson, Unleashed. I will look forward to reading that, as well as another book which I have read before. I've been trying to over recent weeks. Keep trying. A Peter James mystery, A Taste for Death. So there are 2 books for me to try and get through. Let's have a target. Let's get through these by the first, and then there's a quarter by the first half of 2025. So that's doing a non-fiction as well as a fiction book by June 30th, 2025. Let's see if we can do it. Right, okay, so they're just talking there about Christmas traditions. This has been a year, understandably it's been a year, 366 days, an extra day. An achievement of doing 56,000 steps on leap year day on Thursday, February 29th. The day that, do I do an achievement like that because I know that day comes around once every 4 years? No, I will try and beat that at some stage during 2025. Excuse me, I do apologise. But there's a year of achievements and doing a whole variety of various different things. And I want to bring back onto Ben Shatliff on Sunday a very special guest who's waiting to come on. We spoke there in that reading about the Holy Family, about honouring thy father. And I'm pleased to bring back my father, Frank Shatliff, to come onto Ben Shatliff on Sunday. Now, when you were last on...
Hello, Ben.
Hello, Dad.
Hello, everybody.
The only thing is, though, I brought a mince pie. I had to split it into 2 and there are more downstairs.
You don't have to. I don't want a mince pie.
All right, okay. Right, now, when you were on at the beginning of Advent, so that was on Sunday, December 1st, and Josh was on there as well, we were talking about Wood Street Mission.
That's right.
And once again, how did it go this year?
Wood Street Mission was excellent this year. We did really, really well. But it's thanks to people round about this neck of the woods. You know, Tesco, Prestwich, Morrison's, Macca's Bar, Prestwich Library, and others, you know, they've been absolutely fantastic. As I always say, there's more good people out there than there are bad.
Definitely.
You know, and people feel better being
Mhm.
good than they do bad.
Yeah.
Simple, really.
Definitely.
So yeah, when we went to Wood Street, it was absolutely amazing what we took down. And what was interesting was watching the volunteers in Wood Street, how they operate.
Mm.
And it's unbelievable. It's really, really mind-blowing to see what comes in, how it's distributed, age-wise, uh, sex-wise. And it's amazing, really. And obviously, I feel a lot for Wood Street because of, you know, I'm 80, you know, so go back 8 years, 1944, and the Second World War was going on. My family turned to Wood Street for help, and they got it.
Yeah.
So to me, it's not just helping someone, it's payback. But Wood Street has been established since 1860, and they've been going strong ever since. Right? They've gone through depressions, 2 world wars, general strikes, loads of other strikes, leading up to COVID. And they've always been there to help people.
And still going strong.
And they're still going strong now. So I think they're absolutely brilliant. But that's not the only charity we've got this year. We also, with the road run what I try to do, in July, we get, you probably know this, but we get what we call a charity programme produced. And we can only do that by help of businesses in Prestwich. And as usual, they've been absolutely brilliant. So we've got businesses to produce the programme, but I also invited people who are now in transport, if they could send a story. So we could put it in the charity programme, which they did. So we produced this nice charity programme and put a price on it at £2 each, right? And then when the 500 programmes were produced and printed, we give it to our chosen charity, which this year was the 8th Prestwich Scout Group. Now that will help parents, ease the pressure on parents, you know, sending the youngsters out to different events. So I believe they made roughly £1,200 going into the Scouts coffers. So that is good. It's good. So with that and the Wood Street Toy Appeal being successful, the two things that helped this year, it's really good. It's really good feeling to be helping people out there. So
you do a fantastic job, and I'm not just saying this because of a dad. In one sense, I will say this because he's my father, and that's because a lot of people at my dad's age you'd think would be just chilling and relaxing, but he doesn't want to do that. He wants to be doing things to help others.
There's no time for sitting back there. There's a lot of people out there in a small way want the help. It's not rocket science, right? Next year, 2015, 2025.
2015 next year, and unfortunately it's 2025.
2025, I'm hoping to help the Creative Living Centre in Prestwich. In Prestwich, we're lucky really because we've got this, Creative Living Centre. It's a mental health charity. It covers all ages. We're lucky to have on the doorstep, but I do know, they want help. Let's put it that way. And if we can do a little bit for them in a small way, we'll try and do that. But this could be an appeal to a wider audience within Prestwich, Whitefield, or whatever. If you can spare some financial support for Creative Living Centre, then do it. Do it. What I'd like to see actually, if every person that lived in Prestwich, and I think it was 30,000, if every one of those gave £1,
Then
a pound, right, and put it into creative living, that would be absolutely brilliant. It'd take a lot of pressure off them, and they'd be able to do a lot more things what they'd like to do.
And
it's fairly simple.
They're in a position where it's easy for people to get to because you get off the tram at Prestwich and it's just there, isn't it? Where the old job centre used to be, or
Yeah,
the building just...
That's right.
Yeah,
That's right. And the
Yeah,
thing is, you know, if people have got an issue, if they've got something on the mind and they want somebody to speak to, they can walk in, right?
See if there's a drop-in facility there as
You
well.
have to sort of go in and explain, say, look, I can do with talking to somebody. They can do it. But they need the support to do that. It's fairly simple, really. It's not a big deal. So, hopefully, we're trying to do a fundraiser for them. But even if you do a fundraiser, you know, whatever you make, it's only like a drop in the ocean in terms of what you could do with it.
A small penny, because more is actually needed. And of course, it's, as well as those organisations that we just mentioned there, there's obviously going to be millions working throughout the country that specifically also need.
Well, that's absolutely true. The thing is, you know, you're on a cost of living crisis, all this sort of stuff. But you know, I'm sort of thinking about, on a selfish point of view, where they live. And if people can help in a small way, irrespective of what it is, help. Don't feel embarrassed. I mean, it's like when you're doing your typing. You know, people think, well, you know, they need to go and buy something for £15. That's rubbish. You could go into Quality Saving Presswoods and buy a little new toy for about £1.50. But that is a new toy. That's it. But we've had, you know, children using the pocket money to buy a little toy for kids who are in a situation through no fault of their own.
It's quite often people that themselves can be deprived and not have very, very much money that can be the ones that will be doing things.
But if you can learn youngsters that there are people out there who need help, that starts them on the right track.
Indeed.
Simple as that, really. But as I say, hopefully we'll be helping creative living, health-wise. You know, my health holds out.
Yeah,
but that's it, really.
I know, because I'm sure everybody's very, very thankful for everything that you do there, and I know there's people as well who this year have sadly passed on and have been involved in doing things as well. And ill health sadly comes into the equation, so people aren't always able to do stuff, but still things still continue going on, which is the most important thing. And as I said right at the very beginning, it's often the people that never ask for anything that are ones that need that specifically the most as well.
Well, the thing is, there's always somebody out there who wants help.
Oh, yeah,
but what I've found out in the past, over the years, when we were doing Presswoods Carnival as well, is the older generation, who seems to want to help that bit more.
Yeah.
Anyway, so if anybody can give help, you know where we are.
And of course, you can come back on the new year and let us know how things are going.
Okay, well, thanks very much. And if it's not come again, Happy New Year.
You're welcome. Well, this is the last one before the new year, and that's unless anything dramatic happens. So it's, but yeah, no, it's, but no. Well, thank you very much indeed to my father, Frank Shatliff. Well, we are almost there. 2024. The war is still going on in Ukraine. We hope that war will come to an end in 2025 in the way that it needs to be for Ukraine, not what Donald Trump says, not what some of these other politicians say. It needs to be exactly what Ukraine wants, where every piece of land that has been taken goes back to Ukraine. We also need to see complete peace in the Middle East, in both Israel, Gaza, Lebanon. We need to see peace restored completely in Syria, which is done in the right way for the people, with the right people running, where there's no hostilities and no threat of terror or violence. Pope Francis has said that this is going to be the Jubilee year because it's the 25th year of the 2025, so from the new millennium. So let's hope it can be a Jubilee year of peace for everybody. And instead of people fighting constantly, working together. And I don't mean countries that have been invaded by another, because understandably they were causing the problem in the first place. But these people out there, these dictators out there, it happens every so often where a little small person can cause a problem. Unfortunately, that's what's happening as it stands at the moment, because of course it's been going on since 2014 in Ukraine with Putin. But there's also those other pocket countries as well, like Moldova, and of course Georgia, Romania. There's all these other countries as well which could be affected and influenced by Russia. So this needs to stop. There needs to be a good world. And my message to Donald Trump is help Ukraine, get Ukraine back to how it should be, and stop any further aggression, and stop Putin from going into these other countries as well. And bring peace to Israel, Gaza, Lebanon. Let everybody be together side by side in harmony. Just like people live together of different religions, different nationalities in parts of the United Kingdom without any problem there. Everybody looks out for one another. That's as it should be. We've had political change here in the United Kingdom this year. We are seeing the surge of the far right, not just here in Britain, but also in places like Germany and France and other countries as well. We need to try and be hopeful and positive that 2025 won't just be a year of hope and peace, but be a year of good things for everybody. And I'm conscious of going back 5 years ago to 2019, thinking about a world where people are looking out for one another, and then the next minute we've got COVID, so we certainly don't want to be having anything like that again. So let's be hopeful for 2025 in the best possible way that we can, but by putting others first, and each of us individuals who do things as well, which helps us, helps everybody else, but brings out the best in each and every one of us as well at the same time. So New Year resolutions or New Year objectives that can be met, but brings out a better kind of side. I'm also mindful as well that 2024 has seen a loss of lots of people in both war and conflict, and on a personal level, losing not nice, and obviously devastating, but it's something that you don't hear as often, not in a peacetime situation, and it is hard. And then you have the funerals, and so thoughts today are with Uncle Colin and Auntie Judy, who both died on Friday, August 9th, 2024. Also thinking today about the Smith family, John Smith, who was once the deputy leader of Bury Council and who was also once mayor at Bury Council. He died on Monday, and others as well have passed away. We've had other relations and other friends who died this year as well. They will all be reunited in that holy family that we've spoken about earlier on. I will leave you today, as we always do, with holy is his name. I want to thank everybody for watching Ben Shatliff on Sunday throughout 2024. We've had two big ones with two big elections as well this year, the UK one and of course the US one. There's always stories, the ongoing stories always continue. Let's hope that 2025 brings peace to Ukraine and to the Middle East and all around our world. From me and everybody else, I wish everybody all the very best for 2025 and a happy and gracious new year. I'll finish by using Winter High. Goodbye for now. Last but not least, and you see, the thing is, what I don't want to do is like Ed Miliband did. I wanted to say this earlier. I want to wish my niece Summer a very happy 13th birthday today. She's not here in the UK just at the moment. We'll be back with us very, very soon. So wishing you, sending love and all happiness as you now officially are a teenager. And this on the feast of the Holy Family as well. My brother Tim, your birthday was on Boxing Day. So happy birthday to you as well. But happy birthday, Summer. God bless.
For your servants, though you scatter the proud-hearted and destroy the might of princes, and holy is your name through all generations. Everlasting is your mercy to the people you have chosen, and holy is your name. To the hungry you give food, send the rich away empty. In your mercy you are mindful of the people you have chosen, and holy is your name through all generations. Everlasting is your mercy to the people you have chosen, and holy is your name. In your love you now fulfill what you promised to your people. I will praise you, Lord, my Savior. Everlasting is your mercy, and holy is your name. Through all generations, everlasting is your mercy to the people you have chosen,